Marvel's back with their desperation movie, The Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, again. Joe, what's the plot of Rise of the Silver Surfer again?
Well, basically, the plot of the Rise of the Silver Surfer again is that we are back on Earth, but now we're in a new Earth. I believe it was Earth 828, and
Sure.
and so there were, and so basically, we're like in the 60s now because we have to reboot again. We did the Fantastic Four with Chris Evans, then we're like, oh no, we're done with that. Then we did the one with Michael B. Flopped, didn't do well. Now, okay, we're back. We got to bring in Mr. Mandalorian, Mr. Joel, whatever,
I'm so glad that Michael Chiklis finally got canceled after he tried to kill me and Connor.
Kevin Feige also tried to kill me. I saw his little ass with the ball cap try to rear end me.
Michael Chiklis tried to murder me in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, Michael Chiklis
got fired. He got
true story. Michael Chiklis from the original Fantastic Four movie tried to murder me and Aiden when I was trying to buy a pack of $3 cigarettes in Missouri.
Yeah.
He just said, "I'm gonna kill you, kid."
Fuck that guy.
And I saw his bald ass coming around in his fucking Hummer truck, his bright yellow Hummer. He's trying to run us down.
Yeah, so basically the whole plot is basically that now imagine Rise of the Silver Surfer, except now there's a kid in the mix, and then now you have a kid in the mix, and instead of being a cloud, we have actual Galactus, except it's not 12 years anymore, so nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, it's not 2012.
So yeah, it's basically
Galactus attacks.
Yeah, when Galactus attacks, that's a good fitting name for the situation. So yes, so the whole gang is back, new cast, whatever. It's just the same Fantastic Four movie we saw, but a better version of what we saw, I guess, for lack of a better word.
The Silver Surfer rised again.
This time, Rise as a female.
Alright, here's my thoughts on the movie. I thought Fantastic Four: The First Steps, aka the Fantastic Four: The Rise of the Silver Surfer, but again, was pretty good. I did call a lot of things with this movie, but a lot of it was obvious. The movie was going to start on a montage where the Mole Man was going to get beat up by the Fantastic Four.
You did call that.
Called that shit. They're going to be sad parents. That's just in the trailers, so I guess that doesn't count. And then I also called Doctor Doom in the end credits. I did think they were actually going to destroy the planet or merge it with the main Earth at the end of the credits.
I think you gave them a little bit too much credit.
That didn't happen. Shockingly.
Yeah, they're saving that for the first 20 minutes of Doomsday.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is an MCU movie that takes place on an entirely different world, which is it's somewhat interesting. I think my biggest problem with it, the inherent flaw with their master plan, is that this alternate world is catered exclusively to the Fantastic Four. This movie is pretty much exclusively the Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer. The world around them feels like a cartoon, like Sesame Street or something very cartoony, where nothing, like, you don't really get a perspective of people. There's no clear idea of, like, there's not a ton of lore on, like, what the government is like. Not that you need a ton of that, but, like,
there's also no real
the government's clear. The Fantastic Four run the entire planet.
Yeah.
That is
they control the entire planet and
they run the
dictate
Future
every
Foundation.
That's only 99%.
No, they run
true,
the Future Foundation, which is like it's like the UN.
They're authoritarian.
But there's only
private
4
business.
members of the UN, and the UN actually has authority.
But also,
and those 4 members are the Thing, the Human Torch, Mrs. Invisible, and
when they're running
Mr.
the
Fantastic.
Future Foundation, they specifically
Invisible
cut away
Woman.
to show Latveria's table empty where Robert Downey Jr. would sit.
Yes. So
Robert Downey Jr., aka
I think it was interesting that they tried
That's
to make.
interesting that they put that.
I think it was interesting that they tried to make like a wholly different world. It wasn't just this is the MCU, but there's no other heroes but the Fantastic Four. It's
Well, remember this.
very
all
much
the
its
other
own
heroes
thing.
are-
Remember,
too
this is
busy.
Phase 6 now, so now they decided, oh, well, let's just start with a whole new Earth because we can. So,
Well, I mean, they're gonna do the same. I think the X-Men will get retconned in, like the Fox world is gonna be in Doomsday, and then they'll say,
Yep.
"Oh, super retcons," and most of the people were recast because that's how it goes.
Yeah.
We need to recast, and we need to explain that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four
Richard's going to merge everything together.
The little Messiah.
I thought this new world, even though it felt devoid of life, besides the Fantastic Four, was still kind of interesting. Like the tech, it's like, what if the tech from the 1960s and like basically what the Jetsons imagines the future to be, minus, pollution, making them live in the clouds. But like flying cars, and people have like the very circular space age TVs, and it's kind of a fun aesthetic. But the world isn't super well fleshed out. You got the dynamic of the Fantastic Four. I like that. I guess Johnny is most of them. Sue, Reed, and the Thing aren't very different from their comic book counterparts. I like that Johnny has a little more going on. He's really horny for the space Silver Surfer.
I mean, he was in Rise of the Silver Surfer too, but it was gay back then.
Yeah, well, this time I think it was probably written as gay, and then they're like, well, what if we gender swap the Silver Surfer? And they're like, well, then it wouldn't be like a gay thing. I'm like, Johnny's clearly gay in this movie. And they're like, no, everyone will say he likes women, but you're just going to have to take their word for it.
Yeah.
But he's fascinated with like alien languages, and he becomes a schizophrenic like Sam Witwicky when he gets Transformers.
He buys the magic Transformers glasses and becomes a schizophrenic.
Yeah, he buys the Transformers glass, or he tries to hawk off the Transformers glasses on eBay, and then he puts them on one more time and remembers the
magic
language.
Light from the thing.
That's pretty much what happens to the Human Torch. Yeah. Galactus is very, very comic accurate, which is kind of strange. Seeing him giant Mr. And it's a little uncanny valley, but there's no way not to do it, and it's not like when they tried to do MODOK and it was just fucking horrendous. It's like, this is literally the most you could do with Galactus. But ultimately, what I think is interesting about this movie is it's not like the Avengers movies or most of these Marvel movies where it's like they talk for 10 minutes and some piece of important exposition comes out, and then they get to a giant 15-minute fight scene, rinse and repeat. Which, trust me, I don't mind that format, or I didn't, but as we care less and less about the characters and the end goal of the MCU becomes less and less clear,
there's one fucking
more
action
blurred
scene in this movie, and I'm so glad.
There's a montage that has an action scene, and there's an action scene at the end, but mostly it's just a character study about...
There's like a 2-minute action scene when they first meet Galactus.
It's a character study about 4 scientists, and the Thing is like, I wish I was normal, like the Thing always does. And
Reed
Sue Richards,
sad dad, like I always am.
Well, that's just Pedro Pascal.
Not Reed Richards.
Well,
the character,
no, but he's also
Pedro
sitting there
Pascal,
trying to like figure out the plan, and you see a bit of a dark side to him, which is more like Ultimate Fantastic Four, where he's just like paranoid and wants to solve stuff, and like
the entire second act is the 3 like sensible Fantastic Four members trying to figure out a plan to defeat Galactus while Johnny Schizo's out in his room and watches his VR jerk-off material. Well,
actually, his VR jerk-off material tells him the thing that makes it so that the Silver Surfer joins their team at the end, which is pretty... It's a slightly different... but it's funny. It's a slightly different avenue of what happened in Rise of the Silver Surfer and basically the comic books like 40 times.
Johnny's like sitting around in his room.
Well, I was talking about the characters of the 4 people. No,
I know.
Sue's like, I'm pregnant and I'm worried about my son, and Reed is like, I'm trying to figure out the problem, but my chalkboard isn't giving me the answer through equations, so I'm gonna hawk my son off on Galactus so he fucks off. And then Sue gets mad about it, and then the Thing is like, I also need to think, but I'm going to go on this side quest where I go to the synagogue to meet up with my girlfriend.
It's the dynamic of every family. Sad dad, sad mom, sad uncle, and schizo uncle.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly. I mean, more or less. So they're all... eventually, they come up with a plan to make a super teleporter, and it doesn't really work out. But then... Galactus is very much a villain with no motivation. There's a motivation. He wants Franklin because Franklin he can hawk off his thing on, and then I guess he can he's no longer obligated to be Galactus, and Franklin can take over his cosmic energy, and then I guess Galactus can just like Kurt Cobain.
Well, I think the idea is that like,
shoot himself in the face, use his toes.
I think the idea is that like Franklin's the only thing that could actually kill Galactus, and he just wants to be dead and have someone else.
Yeah, and you kind of feel bad for Galactus. Then they're like, "We're damning you to eternal fuckery." And I gotta feel, he must have been. I think he's made with like the rise of the universe, and then like two superhumans fucking just happen to pop out the new Galactus, and Galactus is like, "Well, that's opportune." So then him and his little silver buddies trying to find it. So I mean, that was it was interesting enough. Galactus as a character, his entire motivation is always, I want to eat planets because I'm a very hungry cosmic being. And that is his motivation here. But he has a side motivation to kill himself. If he can get the little baby to just take his place, then he can just kill himself. Yeah. Which I think is an interesting motivation. But most of it's just people really worried that the end of the world is coming.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting.
It's like Moonfall.
Kevin Feige announced in his new press conference thing that he wanted to slice down budgets, and I think that's really smart. And I feel like this movie must have had a slightly gutted budget because there's a lot of like VFX and neat little like set pieces and stuff, but it's all like little setting things. It's not just like Captain Marvel flies through a seizurous landscape of colors and brightness as she screams quips and shoots laser beams that explode and give people epilepsy.
200 million apparently,
which is shocking.
Which is still a fucking.
I mean,
incredible
it's still
amount,
probably costed 350, 400 million. Let's be real, but in the sense that Fantastic Four is a set of characters with some marketability, and the fact that they spent over $250 million to make the Ant-Man and the Wasp in the Fleshlight Jungle movie, like, at least the money, and it looked really good since the CGI wasn't spread so fucking thin. Normally these movies have been looking like shit, so the fact that it's like
there's a lot of
couple CGI cars,
movie, which is crazy.
Yeah, there's people on sets and
production
like, drama.
design's really good, and so's the music.
Marvel basically made a drama with like a fight scene at the end, but it felt warranted. It wasn't like in WandaVision where it was a drama where they're like...
which is funny because it's the guy who directed WandaVision.
Oh yeah,
it's done by
you can tell because the aesthetics are similar.
Yeah.
But unlike WandaVision, I guess the guy might have learned, or maybe the writers were, or maybe Kevin Feige learned, somebody learned their lesson, because WandaVision's like, you know what, we're done with this being a drama. And then they start flying around shooting laser beams at each other, and I check out on what's going on because I no longer give a fuck.
Yep. Yeah.
And this was just like a 2-hour drama movie about people being sad that a giant fucking man is about to eat the world or get their son and kill themselves.
Yeah.
It's either suicide or the end of the world. And the Fantastic Four doesn't want either of it.
Well, they're like the king and queen of the planet, and they're forced to give up their new child. They basically rule the whole world since they united the underground with the mole man in the start with the top of the planet.
They're like Hitler, but kind of nice. And then like they're like the people try to revolt against them at one point, and Sue goes down, and she's like kind of unreasonable after we saved the world and like became the master dictators living in our giant billion-dollar town. She's like, I look down at you from our tower and I feel ashamed that you guys are trying to...
Our child is worth the entire planet.
Like,
why would we sacrifice our son, the literal living messiah, to a bunch of goy scum?
Why does 60% of the GOP go directly into the Fantastic Four's magical tower? They're stupid robots. Yeah. I don't know. They did become... Sue at some point did take over the planet. It's implied that Sue is like the fucking queen. There is like her buddy. She had no, because I think
it was her turn.
No, I think the black lady was the president, but she was like
the black lady was like their manservant.
Yeah, she was basically.
No, I know. I think she was the president, but I think it's like
like she gets the pity position as the manservant, as the nanny.
The correspondence to the rest of the world.
She sits in the White House, and then she waits for orders,
Orders passed down from from the Force superpowered hit.
We were promised the sewers
Tower.
30,000 years ago. And they get the mole man out of there.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked the mole man out of there. Anyhow, that was...
The mole man also has the hots for, what is it, Storm?
Oh yeah, Sue definitely fucked the mole man to get ahead.
Yeah?
To unify the nations, Reed
The
had to
only
sit...
way.
Got a little visible and got a little kinky with him. Pay him off. She was desperate. She was willing to do anything.
Well, she turned Johnny invisible, and the mole man thought that Johnny's asshole was her vagina.
Johnny enjoyed it, dude. Johnny's into bears. I don't know.
Speaking of Johnny, he was by far the most useless character throughout the entire film.
I think
his
the
powers
thing was
sucked.
useless. They had nothing
The
there.
thing has nothing to do.
The thing has
Johnny
nothing to
becomes
do. So
useless
I guess he's
after
hanging
every
out at
10
the
seconds.
Johnny gets schizophrenia and then convinces the Silver
he
Surfer
learns-
to be a nice guy.
He
What
he
does the
tried to
thing
force
do?
himself to be straight.
What does the Thing do, man? The Thing has nothing going on. He
doesn't
punches
even-
Galactus.
This is a Fantastic Four video because there's four of
Yeah.
us here.
Hold up, the Thing was a good, honest, religious man who has a girlfriend that he visits
That's
when they're
true.
on her going away
What
at
does
the
that
local
have-
synagogue.
What does that have to do with him defeating a giant space?
Well,
man
it
who wants
makes
to
him
kill
more
himself?
important than
He doesn't
Johnny.
get to defeat him. He doesn't get to like, really do anything.
It's
He's
an
like a
excuse.
rabbi.
It's their oh fuck, we got to do something with the Thing. What if he's dating a lady rabbi, you know, and he might be Jewish too, which is fine.
Well, he's gonna have to convert when he marries her.
No, I think he might already be Jewish because they're all in Yancey Street.
He seemed
you
kind of
know,
more like
Yancey
Brooklyn.
Street. You hear that name and you're like, okay, there's not a single.
Where is the Thing from technically in the
Person who's
comics?
Jewish.
They made a remark.
Yancey Street, New
They're all from New
York.
York.
Where's that?
I don't
It's
know.
the Jew district.
It's the Jewish
Okay.
district.
In like
And then he
Brooklyn
gets
or
really
whatever.
Is it
sad
in
because in
Brooklyn?
the
Okay.
Civil War comic book, they're like, let's fight on Yancey Street, and then they like kill everybody on accident, and then the Thing is like, that's really fucked up, and then he like,
This is literally
Gets
another
sad.
Holocaust, he says.
pretty much. Captain America and Iron Man just didn't.
Oh,
give
the
a fuck.
beginning of the film was an ad holocaust. Are you kidding me? 30 minutes of ads?
That's
The
every
film only
single
came to like an
fucking
hour and a
movie now.
half.
That's every single movie now.
Wow.
They had to show off the new Avatar trailer featuring the evil Avatar.
Yeah, I saw
says,
that,
"I am
and
the
all
fire."
of Avatar 2 came back to me in one moment. It was like
Yeah.
when I saw the Avatar 2 trailer and all of Avatar came back, and I was like, oh boy, we're doing another one of these. Which is like, I like those movies, but like, they're gonna, what the theater's gonna do is they're gonna put them at the most inconvenient times. You're talking 4 o'clock or 9:30, and it's gonna be 3.5 hours long plus trailers.
Yeah.
So I'm just preparing my ass cheeks for a long ride on that one, but.
You better not see it in 3D. That'd be painful.
Yeah.
It was pretty
You have to.
atrocious.
That's the whole point of Avatar.
Just watching the ad itself, it gave me.
The
I
only
felt like I was
reason-
having a little bit of a stroke from all the pulsing colors and images.
The only reason to see Avatar is to marvel at the technical
3D.
The visuals,
the
yeah.
To be
technical
hypnotized.
advancements.
To splatter your brain.
It does look slightly better than the second Avatar, which already looked very good. It looks like these movies are very expensive.
I
I
feel
don't
just
know.
like Galactus.
James-
I want to fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
You are the
Anyhow,
Galactus of the movie. Makes sense.
um,
You would have a throne.
it kind of, at times, it kind of felt like I could compare it to like the original series of Star Trek, where there's a big problem and then Captain Kirk cries in the corner, and then
The other characters.
It did
Yeah,
kind
the
of
characters
feel.
think
It
of
did kind
problems.
of feel Star Trek.
they're like, "You're the
It
smartest guy on the bridge, Captain Kirk," and then he says, "Just a second, bro," and then he runs away and cries.
does
and that's
feel
pretty
kind of.
much
It
what
does
this
feel
movie
kind of
is.
Star Trek, like when
Yeah.
they, like they're going to Galactus, flying
There's
the
even
ship,
a
and then like.
there's even a scene where a penis spaceship flies into a vagina spaceship.
There is a saying for that.
Yeah,
Just
just
like
like the
Star
Star
Trek,
Trek
the
motion
motion
picture. I mean, I guess, man. I kind of thought that too, but I was thinking it looked more like a fleshlight because it was like a giant circle, like a giant
yeah,
tube.
no, they eventually fly.
So maybe it's
I
more
was
of like an
thinking the,
analogy for jerking.
like the faster than light travel extension thing is
Oh.
the vagina, and then they fly it into Galactus's giant fleshlight.
I mean, you have to realize the entire movie was a massive, really shortcut recap of everything that happened in their lives, where they went through this horrible space accident 4 years ago to having a child that a literal space god wants to snag from them.
Yeah.
and
So they
Iron
like
Man
advanced technology like beyond capacity.
I
I thought it was
Only to
nice
be
that they
snagged by
kind of
another
just
dictator.
like.
Iron Man wants to groom their
He
child
control.
to merge the multiverse into make the MCU reboot so they can recast Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's
That's
funny
the
that
plot of the
that they save the child from a god that wants to take him so he can kill himself, only to probably lose their child to a dictator from his own country.
But the Fantastic Four are already a dictatorship.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-man. It's a council of 4 people.
Yeah, it's
A
like
private
it's
dictatorship.
like when
Yeah.
Israel and Palestine go to war. It's 2 dictatorships killing each other over a blood feud.
Yeah, basically. I mean, more or less, what is the plot of like this, you know? I mean, presumably.
That's definitely presumably.
They're like, oh my
That's
god,
gonna be
it's
the
the
plot of
dictator of
Tuesday.
Latveria, the only country that doesn't submit. Latveria is fucking Palestine, dude. Latveria is Palestine because it's the only country that doesn't just give
The UN aid trucks are going to be
the Future
rescuing
Foundation all
Latvian
their money.
orphans, and
the
Human
thing. They'll be like,
Torch
it's
is gonna come.
clobber
the Human Torch is going to melt those UN aid trucks and throw them at the little Latvian children.
I thought there were Doombots in there, bro. I thought there were... yeah. The only way we could save our country is if you keep sending us more Tomahawk missiles to blow up tiny Latveria. We need $6 trillion for defense.
6 trillion.
Yeah,
Well,
and then little
anyhow.
Franklin Richard merges the universes so they can recast Black Panther after
Just like
Chadwick
Israel and
Boseman
Palestine.
died of
I don't know how they keep
anal
getting
cancer.
away with it, you know? First
Died of
Superman
anal
does it.
cancer.
Yeah.
Chadwick
Oh.
Boseman died of
Chadwick
colon cancer.
Boseman, the Black Panther, died of anal cancer in real life, and they were too scared to recast him because they figured that, someone would come, like, bomb the Marvel offices if they did, so they have to restart the entire universe so they can have Black Panther back.
Black Panther did make a lot of money, in fairness. And the second one was just an awkward, sad, not in the way intended. Well, I mean, partially. Like, it's like, okay, yeah,
Sad
poor
and
Chadwick.
pathetic.
It's like sad. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying?
I just
anyways.
can't wait for that day to happen, and you can walk up to Kevin Feige's office, and just like Chadwick says in when he comes back in the Black Panther movie, when he yells at his elders, all of you were wrong. It's every single time.
I was kind of hoping they'd go balls out and destroy the Fantastic Four world and just
I
get
think
on with it,
yeah.
but they...
I think they should have had Sherry do DMT in that movie and then
Yeah.
fucking
Really,
meet up
that-
with Chadwick. CJ Chadwick.
Really, the fact that Galactus didn't blow up the Fantastic Four world means that the first, 30 minutes of Doomsday is just going to be the Fantastic Four epilogue where Doctor Doom destroys this world.
This
And I-
world's
I
not
would've
going to get
rather they just
destroyed.
get it
They're
out of
going to
the way.
merge the world.
Well, yeah, they're gonna merge the worlds 'cause
and then
just
they're going to
remember-
start fighting. And
Because yeah, just remember, like at the end of Thunderbolts, they.
Yeah.
So now that means the ship that we see at the end of Thunderbolts is so. That has to be the Fantastic Four.
I thought
that-
they zoomed in on it in the movie.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
showed that it was Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but I
that
wasn't
just
sure
means-
before when I saw Thunderbolts if it was going to be that or if they were going to do like a spin on it
Well,
or something else.
That's
but,
why I figured that the world would get destroyed in this one, but I guess they're just pushing that back, and it'll be the world merging thing at the start of Doomsday with little baby Franklin.
So they're probably just taking their ship and just going to cruising to whatever planet. Since Reed's such a genius, he's probably just magnified the ship to go. Oh, yeah, we can just
Yeah.
travel to any
Well, no,
planet we
in-
want and just go.
in the
Yep.
Thunder-
I could transfer
No,
the
in the-
egg through the multiverse.
in the Thunderbolts, they say
to
that
get cheaper eggs.
In the Thunderbolts, they say that the
universe where the bird
Fantastic
flu
Four
didn't
ship
happen.
just appeared out of a wormhole. So they're definitely going to be like coming to warn everyone as Doctor Doom's doing his thing at the start of Doomsday.
Yes.
I mean, they already have the teleportation. I thought for a second there they were actually going to make the teleportation, but the plot moves so quickly. The Silver Surfer just showed up at the last very second they were
I
going to get
thought-
out of there and just started smoking these teleportation stations across the planet to the point where it's just like, well, we can't do this anymore. And she's just like, best of luck to you, bud.
Yeah.
Just pissed
Kind
off.
of a douchey move. I kind of thought, and I don't understand how the Silver Surfer knew what those were, but I guess maybe she was tuned up
She
on the
just
TV.
intuited it.
If she saw that a big force field thing was coming, she had to put a stop to it, I guess, because they were shooting lasers in the sky. I kind of thought what they were going to do is, like, in the last moment, they were going to teleport the Earth and it would somehow merge it with the main Earth, but I guess they kind of awkwardly have to shove Spider-Man between this and Doomsday, so...
Yeah, you also...
Rather than write, like, a 3 weeks later caption at the start, they
You would also, like, you wouldn't really have a climax if they just teleported away, so you'd have to have, like...
That's
You'd
gonna
have to
bring
have,
up a
like,
good...
Galactus.
Well, that's kind of the
with
thing,
them
like, if you destroy the world, like, it just feels like you're really trying to do, like, Infinity War.
That's
again.
gonna be interesting
Yeah.
with
Which
Spider-Man
probably
because,
might have been
because
the plan.
what are they gonna do with, like, at the end of Spider-Man? Spider-Man is truly street level, like they have planned, right?
No.
Yeah, they said
They're
it's
lying.
street level.
They're lying,
You
dog.
think it's lying? All right.
That's
I think it's
fucking
like,
lie.
it's street level, but he's, like, flipping around. I think it's gonna be...
There's
that
gonna-
means they're not doing the multiverse, but there's gonna be some big laser shooting villain running
There's gonna be a
around.
first act in New York. Where
I
he's
think
doing
sh-
Spider-Man stuff, and then he's gonna say, "Oh shit!"
He's gonna say,
And the
what's that? And he's
the
like,
Fantastic Four ship will land in New York, and they'll say
Dr.
something
Doom will
bad's
come out and
coming.
he'll say, have you seen me before? And it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, because they're gonna build
and
on
then
the
it
whole
stars.
Uncle Ben
And
Tony
then
thing.
he's gonna
of
fight
course.
Iron Man, who's Dr. Doom now.
I don't think any of this is gonna happen. I
And
think they're
then-
gonna make a fairly straightforward Spider-Man movie with like 15 Easter eggs at the end, 15 end credit
Yep.
scenes where it teases every fucking thing that could possibly ever come out again. Because they already said it's like Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man trio movie.
Well, we don't have Daredevil for sure yet. We know Punisher is confirmed.
That seems a bit.
I don't
bit
think
much.
the guy who's played Daredevil in the Netflix show and has never had another acting role is in much of a position to say no. What's he gonna do? Go
No, I
fucking
know,
sit on
but,
the street
like-
corner and starve? Of course he's gonna be there.
Of course he's gonna be there.
Well, that's what I was saying to
He's
Joe.
kinda
'Cause
having-
Joe was like, "Well, he probably won't."
Well,
be
no,
in it."
I just
Like,
mean
yeah,
that it's
of
not
course he's gonna
confirmed
fucking
by.
be in it.
It's not been confirmed yet, but I think he.
Yeah,
will
if you're
probably-
gonna
What does he
bring-
have better to do? He's
He's
never
fighting
been
a
in
war
another
right.
role.
He's fighting a war right now because at this point in the timeline, he's rallied the Defenders.
They don't give a
and they're
shit.
fighting Fisk now. So
What?
They'll
Did that happen
non-
in Born Again? Or
yeah.
something?
They're if
Do
they
all
have
the Avengers
So
show up?
Fisk, did you read Devil Rain, the comics?
Not really.
I hate to tell
So-
you this, but if the show gets in the way of the movies, they're just gonna
They
cancel
plow
the show.
over it.
Yeah.
I also feel kind of annoyed that this is like yet another way to bring in the multiverse. Like the
Yep.
strings from Loki
Yeah.
and Doctor
Yep.
Strange wish shenanigans, and now Franklin is so powerful that him and Doctor Doom are gonna rewrite the timeline. Like, stop.
My
Leave it-
biggest fear is now because
The
basically
chosen child came to save the franchise.
And
We
then,
got-
they went in. No, I guess. Oh,
We
there's
got two more multiverse
Right.
bangs.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
just
my big-
backwash.
Because my biggest fear is
We
that
got two more
when
multiverses.
if Franklin, like, if Sue's like basically like nearly dead by
I just
trying
hope
to
at
do
the
her
end
thing.
they say all the multiverses are merged. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so too. I'm just
That'd be
worried about
nice.
the fact we already had to deal with Gaia and Secret Agent and Secret Invasion with how powerful she is,
I
and
don't know
then
what the fuck that
I didn't
means.
watch
oh, you didn't
Secret
watch
at
Secret
all.
Invasion? Oh, okay, so basically, there's a character that
We
has
don't
every
need
single
to
Marvel
read.
power
Oh.
in like every single like, and it's a female.
Oh, so Super Scroll.
Yep, Super Skrull, but in a million.
That
dollar
character's
format.
never gonna appear in anything
Oh.
again.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
like Harry Styles and Blade.
Probably.
That
Yeah,
Probably.
character's
some-
cut.
There's a
and
handful
canceled.
of embarrassing blunders in that.
But I
seems
don't
to
like
be
that they
one
have this child that now gives them the reset button either, because now it's like, oh, this character died in.
I mean,
in
that's always-
Doomsday
that's what-
Book, it's,
That's
you know.
always been what Franklin Richards was. His
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
existence is just like, oh, well, the comics are too convoluted. Time to restart it. Here's a little
Yeah.
baby who can
No,
restart
I mean,
it.
yeah, it's like now we can do whatever outlandish shit we want, make it as convoluted as ever, and then little kid snaps his fingers and the status quo is restored, and maybe
Dr.
we
Doom
clean
can
up
kill
some
100
rough edges.
Doctor Doom can kill every hero we want to recast. And then little baby Franklin will start the universe over and people see these movies again optimistically.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But I liked this movie enough. Aiden, what was your thoughts on Fantastic Four First Steps?
It's pretty good. It is Rise of the Silver Surfer again. It's like 80% the same movie. I liked the cast, I think.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal I got sick of real quick being like sad dad again. But I thought everyone else was pretty good. I liked Schizo Human Torch.
Okay, one thing I liked about Pedro Pascal is since they're just going to do Sad Dad every time, at least this one threw in the remix, you know, where he's psychopath dad who wants to sacrifice his kids so that the giant fucking monster man kills himself.
You didn't see him doing that with Grogu.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he
Yeah.
could've-
Yeah, he never
With
gave
Grogu,
a
he's like,
giant
dude, I don't
space
want to
monster.
give him to Luke Skywalker, and everybody
Yeah,
gave
I
him
don't
the
wanna
stink
give him-
guy. And then off, you know, unless you watch Book of Boba Fett, which is trash, off camera, the baby's handed back, and he's hoarding this fucking Yoda again.
Yep.
Yeah.
This child that could save the galaxy, save the universe.
Yeah, I liked the cast. I thought the movie had good music, really good production design. This is the first Marvel movie in like 20 that doesn't feel like it was shot in one of those Disney class domes or on a blue screen. It actually looked like people were in sets.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
granted, this movie takes place across like 5 sets, but they're pretty nice sets.
Yeah.
I liked the 60s aesthetic thing.
I think that was cool.
I liked Galactus. I liked Galactus being like. I liked Galactus being like a weird suicidal god man.
Suicidal God, man.
You know, the Silver Surfer was fine. I'm really glad that Michael Chiklis finally got canceled for his attempted murder.
Whoever replaced Michael Chiklis, I don't remember.
Yeah,
He
was
did a
fine.
really good job because he wasn't Michael Chiklis.
I also really liked the.
attempted murderer Michael Chiklis.
I also really liked the Kevin Feige lookalike announcer for the TV show. I thought that was pretty fun. Like when he announced the TV show, he sounded like the president. So that was funny.
You know, the robot was cute. I liked the family interactions where they're cooking and hanging out, and
Yeah, it was fun.
I like that this movie wasn't a fucking mind-numbing action CGI slop fest.
It is kind of crazy that the word that comes to my mind is like small scale and reserved when the villain is a giant space fucking man who wants to eat the whole planet and or kill himself.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
He says if you submit now, I'll just kill myself, but if you
Too much
don't
battery.
submit now, then...
It wasn't charged.
The battery's almost dead anyway. Well, I fucked up not charging the battery anyway. It was good. Joey, did you think it was good?
Yeah, I liked it. I think it was pretty solid. It was definitely not what I was expecting. It's not a perfect movie. There are some flaws, like that it is 80% Rise of the Silver Surfer, and if you can go and watch Rise of the Silver Surfer, watch Rise of the Silver Surfer
Don't
instead.
watch Rise of the
because-
Silver
No,
Surfer. It's
now you never have to
significantly worse
watch
than
Rise
this.
of the Silver Surfer.
Sure, you
again,
now you
because
never
this is
have
not
to.
even
That's
fucking
true.
close.
No,
But it
I was
is
joking.
virtually... From the broad strokes are the same, yeah.
Yes, it is. It is mostly the same. There are things I like in it, and there's things that I don't know. It feels kind of like it's pretty good. It's got some average feeling to it, but it's got some like definitely like nice things that are kind of nice.
you're being absurdly loud. Alright.
The cast is good for the most part. Like we said, you know, Pedro is just kind of Pedro, and they
Again,
just
yeah.
kind of needed someone to get
Sure
those
is.
Disney paychecks. And
Okay, wait, so Paul, do you recommend this movie?
Yes, I absolutely recommend this movie. It's a nice, short, quick movie that gets through its scenes with very dynamic, interesting things happening, and I am looking forward to Franklin's bar mitzvah in Avengers Doomsday.
I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Joe, do you recommend this movie?
Yeah, I do recommend this movie. If you guys have liked previous Marvel movies, you'll like this movie. And there's end credit scenes.
You
so
heard Joe.
watch.
It's better than Superman.
No, I did not say that. That is not true. I said if you liked Marvel movies, not
Marvel's
DC.
back and DC is washed. Restore the Snyderverse. You
No,
heard it here first.
no, do not put that in there. That is false information.
That's slander. Joe's gonna sue me. For
I recommend Fantastic Four. Fuck Michael Chiklis. Connor, do you recommend the movie?
I recommend this movie. I think it's surprising that Marvel went 2 for 3 this year because it's been a long time since they've even gotten one good movie.
Yeah.
So that was very nice. And I think the four of us can all agree that
Fuck Michael Chiklis.
fuck Michael Chiklis, fuck Michael B. Jordan. Please invite us to Franklin's bar mitzvah.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, I liked when the thing circumcised Franklin in space.